Speaking of big money people, right? People with a lot of money, people big spenders, basically this window. We have the Arsenal Football Club. In fact, probably the biggest spender I think in the world.
No,
This
that's
particular
Liverpool now.
window brought
Liverpool.
in
Liverpool. It's Liverpool.
Liverpool.
biggest net
Agenda must
spender.
have
Mind
agenda.
them. Agenda.
Okay.
Agenda.
Second biggest spender after
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
The number of players he
But big
brought in.
spender nonetheless, right? Squad,
No, it should be you guys now. You
squad,
guys spent a lot of money
squad
as well.
shake up.
I also think you're leaving out Chelsea as well. Leaving
No,
out
no,
Chelsea.
Don't
I think
mind
Arsenal
them.
was
They
second or
also
third.
spent.
Everybody knows Sean is a
Everybody,
Arsenal hater on this.
everybody
On this
spent.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
let me just chip this in before you go on. Everybody spent, and it's making me
Yes.
wonder, right?
Thank you for cutting him off.
Is
Yes.
this season's transfer window, this summer window, seems like everybody is playing Lego. We're just acquiring pieces and then we're trying to fit them into the Jenga that we are building.
Hmm.
Take United for instance. Cunha was arguably Wolves' best player last season. Mbomo was arguably Brentford's best player last season. Sheshko
He
was
was, yeah.
the spearhead of Leipzig's attack last season.
Madueke.
Then let's go to Arsenal too. Gyökeres was the best player in the league,
Yeah.
the entire league. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Eze is the best at Crystal Palace.
Thank
I
you.
don't know why you guys are angry
It's
with me
like
now. Arsenal has the highest net spend. But
it's like
okay.
everybody is going to
Yeah, net spend, that's right.
pick like the
No,
best.
net spend. They're not paying the money right now, so leave net spend alone, please.
It's like everybody just went and picked on all these other smaller teams to make their what's this there's this movie when we were kids, is it Power Rangers, where you muff up and then you add those tiny little pieces. It's like that's what everybody
Yeah.
has
But
done.
David,
Big
is
cities.
there
I've
any
seen
different
Super
from
League.
is there any
I've seen
different
Super
from
League you're
previous
seeing right now.
seasons?
Except
I think
Manchester.
previous seasons people bought according to what was required for their team. Now it's it's like you're buying what is required, but you're also depleting somebody else in terms of
Yeah, basically you're saying you
strength.
say all the big teams flex their muscle this
Yes,
To me,
summer.
what
everybody
you're, to me, what
flexed.
you're seeing is
Everybody
it's
flexed.
just you remember Super League. That's what you're seeing right now. Basically, that's what you're
Yeah.
seeing. The big teams are actually the super teams that were supposed to be right before. That's what you're seeing right now. So what you're seeing is just an example of what was going to happen in Super League, whereby the
Yeah.
big teams are
And
going
and
to take out
to answer that
the small
question,
small players from the small team, the big players from that's what's happening right now, and it's going to keep on happening.
and to answer your question directly, I think that people are also buying for the future. For someone like Arsenal and someone like
Liverpool,
what you might call it now.
yeah,
Not Liverpool. Liverpool, they're buying for what slot wants. But like Arsenal, Manchester United,
yes.
Chelsea, they're not buying necessarily for what the manager wants. They are buying someone that the team needs. So whether the manager stays or leaves, the people are they are the players that can still stay regardless of the manager. So I think the sporting directors are more future oriented now, instead of just building a team for this coach, and then when you sack the coach, a new coach comes now, and then we have to spend all this money all over again. Yeah,
It's the issue that we mentioned earlier with Garnacho, really, because aside from the fact that maybe he might have attitude problems or issues with the manager, I think the fundamental issue was we're trying to play a winger as a number 10. I think that was also a major thing. And then you sign players for Ten Hag's system, and then I think 10 games into the league season, he was
We
told
don't.
to come and be going. And then we brought somebody else, and then we were signing
he
players.
didn't even use the players that he signed.
And then we're bringing it.
I think it's fair to say that the big clubs like flex their muscles, right? But I mean, if you look at Arsenal, right? Stick with Arsenal, for example. You guys signed 8 senior players. Sounds to me like for a reason. It looks to me that the theory of the case for Arteta and for Arsenal is that we're going to have a deep run this season. We're going to go in deep into all the competitions, and so we need to have squad depth. Like we need to be able to say,
so that what happened last season is not going to
yeah,
happen again.
exactly. So you guys went and really had your pick of some of the best and brightest, basically from around the world. Zubimendi, Nogard, Mosquera, who looked solid.
Don't call Nogard one of the best.
Looked really good.
That name.
It was one of the best in Brentford.
Yes, now Noni Madueke looks a good talent. This Hinkai, haven't seen that one play, but potential. Gyökeres, Izzy,
We don't have
and
we don't have
Kepa
Easy.
potential.
remain permanent.
We'll show them
Okay,
on
should we
loan.
call it? We should be calling potential now. Should I call your own potential list,
No.
or what are
That's
we doing?
that's
What's
that's
your
eight
question?
players now, right? That's
Yeah, 8
almost
players.
that's like
Uh-huh.
70% of a starting 11. Basically, all these players that
Yeah.
I called can
Mm-hmm.
fit into a mid-table on paper starting 11. And for the most part, aside from Zubimendi and Gyökeres, that's 2 out of 6, 2 out of 8. The remaining 6 are bench players, right? Only those 2 are really like actual like starters. So you spent a lot of money, highest net spend
On
in the
depth.
season,
I mean, I think
just to
I
strengthen
think
your
Yeah,
Eze will
squad.
because you
be a
have to
starter though. I
more.
feel Eze will be a starter, but I get what you're saying.
Just to strengthen your squad. So I mean, Dr. Toes, are you for those who maybe might have doubted or were not pleased with the management of Arsenal? I don't know what's the name of
Mm-hmm.
the consortium that owns the club is now. Are you guys like
Yeah,
finally
KSC.
finally like seeing workings? Basically, you've been asking for movement in the transfer markets. Arsenal act like a big club, act like a big club. This summer, I think you've
Ah,
finally seen Arsenal acting like a big club. Do you agree?
No, for it depends who you ask. If it's for the people that are looking for signings and to make them happy, then they are happy.
what
For
would they
me,
do
I
to
want
make it to
the
act?
club to act
What
like
else
people that want to
do you want
win
them to
serious
do?
trophies, and they're not acting like it.
What do you
So
mean?
What else
I'm
do you
not
want
yet
them
happy
to
yet.
do?
I think that's what they've done now.
Nah,
No.
nah. Hmm?
A club that wants to win. See that left hand side. I would
Uh,
have
uh,
bought a left winger.
earlier we mentioned Bayern Leverkusen, right?
Well,
right?
but
Straight away they saw these
It's
guys
not
not
worth it.
working our
Let's not
direction.
start
No.
how we can finish. Let's not start how we
Yes,
can
we want
So
finish.
to
your
so
your
you're
plan
telling
buy
me
is
to buy
already.
for
him?
Arteta to be sacked. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, please, bring me yes, please bring me an experienced person. But I also think that this is a setup for it. I think the biggest thing they did last season was to bring
Yes,
in
that's what I
Andrea
think too.
Beta, and the guy looks like the no nonsense guy, right? He
Which
looked at
is
the squad and said, okay, this is the shortcomings last season. Let's
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 address
fix it.
that.
Let's
let's
fix
sort
it.
it
Yeah.
out, you know.
So you would
And also,
reminisce.
you say it came out after the transfer window ended that he wouldn't have signed Zubimendi, but Zubimendi deal was already done. So which means that he had better
Yes.
six in his mind for the squad.
Mm.
So it's basically
Did you hear what they said about
building the
Beta? Beta
squad
has like four
for the
four
future.
players for every position. He has different targets. He doesn't have one target. He
Exactly.
has like four
So
different targets for one position.
if it was left for Arteta, would have paid. If it was Arteta and Edu, would have paid 200 million for
We
Sesko.
would have bought him.
But
We would
the
have
guy
bought
is saying
Sesko
no,
probably
no.
on deadline day because they'll be chasing him all summer.
Yeah. So Beta is basically saying no. Let's get the best of the best in the positions, not what you want for the
Yeah.
system. You tweak your style, manage. You're a
Exactly.
coach. I think we had this conversation last season that managers nowadays don't coach people anymore. It's just buy the people I want. No, you're a
Lego.
coach.
That's what I'm saying.
Coach
Like
them
Lego. Just
into what they should
pieces
be.
and then
Yeah.
yeah.
So well, let's better do the needful. If Arteta does, for me, my expectation is that my expectation has been the
so
same since the
Ateta
end of
is
last
going for
season.
sack
I
now.
want a cup
Because you
double.
know.
Any 2 trophies, get me the 2 trophies because it's been a long time. I want a cup double. That is what I want. If it's not getting a cup double, then
Go.
thank you for whatever you do. But it's time to
But do you
go.
trust? Do you trust?
You've gotten your working
Arteta
experience.
based on precedent that he's going to do that? Because that's the problem. He always takes.
I don't say for me. I don't care who I trust. I don't
Yeah.
trust
I
anybody.
don't think
No.
Dr. Toes
See,
cares.
I'm just a fan. Exactly. I'm just a fan watching football. I'm saying what I expect. Anybody recently I've been seeing so many people attacking me in the comment section. Calm down. Okay. Everybody have different expectations.
Exactly.
All right. For me, win a double. Right. And for the transfer window, I was just hoping for at least 2 strikers because our strikers
said
are
that.
kind of dud.
Because you've got
Jesus is always
Messi, Ozan
injured.
now,
Havertz is injured for a long period of time now. If Gyökeres gets injured, we have no striker. We start relying on Martinelli
We're back to
or
Merino.
Trossard. Those have not worked in the past. So so to answer the question directly, the verdict is still out on the crowd.
I was gonna ask
Yes.
Jude, but I guess his screen is blank. So David, I guess do you buy this for lack of a better term conspiracy that Dr. Toves is setting up here that better is
Which one
that
is
they are basically setting trap for Arteta, and that is likely.
No, they're not setting.
Okay.
They're not setting.
Okay,
trap.
let me frame it in a more generous
David,
way.
please. David,
Let me frame it in a more
Are you seeing
generous way.
agenda?
Right,
Are you seeing how they
right.
used to agenda?
Let me frame it in a more generous way. That there's likely that you can foresee some kind of tension, in the future between Arteta and Beta, basically because
If
one person is
they
thinking
don't
one
really
way,
round.
one person is thinking another way about
I don't
football,
really see
and
that too.
the
I don't really
expectation,
see
basically the
that.
pressure to
If they
deliver
are buying you the best for the
is
position
on
you are
them.
lacking, why should you be having a problem? Except if you are Amorim, they can't be having a problem.
Very good question.
Thank you.
But also look at it this way, Jude. Look at it this way, Jude. You've been getting your way all this time, and then all of a sudden they put someone else that is actually above you, and you can't negotiate because obviously in the previous seasons, at the end of the season, you ask Arteta, "What are you going to do in the summer?" He's going to tell you, this is what we are going to do. By the end of last season, he said, "Look, we have done our best over
It's,
to the board." So basically, he's just saying now is better doing his own thing, right?
I, I,
So there's
I
now
remember
there's now
also
a
Beta was
hierarchy.
signed
It's
without
not
Arteta.
just him and Edu.
He was signed without
Yeah,
Arteta.
it's not like him and Edu used to go and sit
but
down and
at this
discuss and then
situation,
negotiate
in
and
this
spend the money. No,
situation,
that time has
No,
gone.
wait,
Like there's
wait.
now a boss.
Let's go back a
But
second.
anyways, yeah.
Wait, Judoron, he disappeared before, right? So the question I think for David that he can come in after
Sorry, David didn't answer.
for
But yeah.
David, but he can come in after is if in any way, shape, or form is Arteta's job at risk, right? Like if Arsenal has the exact same season that they had last season, this season, where second again, Champions League semi-final, and maybe FA Cup semi-final or something, exact same season, they punched, they reached high, but they couldn't just quite get there. Is that grounds to sack
I actually believe so
Arteta?
too.
I believe so.
Hmm.
Because what they've done is take away the element of the excuse.
God bless
You
you.
know,
Yeah.
what the board has done is giving the squad depth. I mean, if you ask anybody why did Arsenal fall at the 11th hour last season, everyone will tell you there wasn't that squad depth. You were using the same 16 players and you want to use them to run 4 competitions. So what they've done is
13.
were they 13? So
13
what they've done
players.
basically is give him the cover. All right, now run the season. If you now are not able to deliver with this, we've spent how much? 200 something million over that self.
Over 250.
If you're not able to deliver
Now,
with this, then thank you for your service. That's what will
now set
happen.
up now.
Mm.
And I see why you use the
It was,
word setup.
it's a
It's not
setup.
a setup.
Arteta
It's
was
like
It's not set up.
it's
no,
like,
nah,
oh
he
yeah,
doesn't want to
go ahead.
succeed. He
They are
was
giving you
always
the
You have
best
our
proof
having
for you
that
to
apology now.
succeed.
excuse
They are
on the
saying set up.
side.
How is it
That's
set
why he's
up?
been buying rubbish from Sterling, from
And
Sterling. He went. I'm sure he's the one that priced
Look at this
Madueke.
guy, dude.
That's
and
so that he can use them as excuse. But it won't work.
It was obviously him. It was obviously.
No, it's not.
I
It's not.
calm down, dude. And
It's
and
better.
and I and
It's
I
all
like
better.
that Better is thinking about the possibility of life after Arteta. You don't want to buy for Arteta again, and then when he goes, somebody. And the thing with Arsenal is whenever they bring in a manager, it's usually top-down philosophy, right? Whatever the first
Mm-hmm.
team does is what the age grade teams will do.
Yeah.
They don't want a situation whereby they will now start offloading players, and then they're going to be offloading those players at maybe half their market value. We want players that would work even with the system that the next person would bring in. So I won't call it a
Mm-hmm.
setup, but we'll back you, but we'll back you with quality
There's
that is
Amorim. They can come and
transferable
carry Amorim after.
if you don't deliver.
Yeah.
You know.
I guess
Mm-hmm.
Jude. I guess
It's
Jude,
the
right?
same as
Like,
Arteta
even
that we don't need him.
Jude, like I think my long-standing kind of pet peeve with Arsenal fans is I think they are kind of ungrateful. Because I think they forget where they were. In
Look,
my opinion, I think they forget where they
I
were
I
just
don't
how
think
many years ago. Basically, this
no.
banter that Man United is
Shehu,
suffering.
In the words of Thierry Henry, you're building,
I think
you're building.
But
How
even if
I
you do
think
tall
one
do
day
you
they
now,
are
how
grateful.
tall do you want
as
to
in,
Or
continue
Dr.
building?
Tools,
When
who
are you
have
going to
been
as
complete this
telling you
building?
is the board objective to now come and say Ateta must go out. Is a sign that we
No,
for
the
7
thing has
years.
reached a ceiling now, right? It has reached the maximum point. I think that's unreasonable because it's actually
unreasonable.
a
Yeah.
false ceiling because it's not as if you win one trophy and you're content. Then look at our guy Pep, who has to resort to basically tearing out his hair, right? This thing of the football and why is Fergie so revered? The moment you win a trophy, the next year you're expected to win again. Whatever expectation that Arsenal fans think they have,
But
whatever
that's
high expectations
that's
or
why
expectations
That's
Dr.
of
what
Tuss
quality
Arsenal
that you
fans
limited
really
have,
it to
want.
2
But
cups,
Arteta
right?
is
them.
It
responsible for
doesn't
it.
matter. In
Arteta is
2
responsible for
cups,
it,
2
right? And
cups, he
Jude,
mustn't win the league.
No, leave Sean.
No, wait
Leave
now,
Sean alone.
and
Leave
Jude,
him alone.
this
Let him be continuing his agenda.
this squad depth,
They
this
need
I
squad
get where
time.
depth
you're
needs
coming
Amorim
to
from.
needs
this
time,
squad
so they
depth
need
needs to
time.
gel. I'm also Jude, right? And if you look at the example of somebody like Liverpool, where even at the peak of Klopp's success, right? He won two trophies, I think, all in total. One Premier League,
Oh,
one
come on, he won like 4, 5 trophies,
Champions
bro.
League.
He won
He
everything.
won,
No,
he
he
won all the
won
domestic
League
cups,
Cups. He
all.
won
He
everything.
won Carabao Cup
Okay,
twice. He won Carabao Cup twice. Won FA Cup. Won the league. Won Champions League.
No, 2019 is not
right.
towards the
FA
end.
Won
That
Club World
was
Cup.
towards
that
the
was
end of
proper.
his. That
2019, he
was
won
towards the end of
Champions
his
League
No,
and league.
of his tenure.
Cup started
Now
from
he had a
2019.
3-year or so ramp up period, and then
Thank you. From 2019, he won a trophy in Liverpool. Almost every season. So what are you talking about? Please, this is the problem.
Even
So
this last season, they won the
Sean,
Carabao
the
Cup.
This is the
thing
problem most
is, at
Arsenal
that
fans they
time,
always like to compare Klopp
it's
and
just
Arteta,
like
but they forget to add
if
that Klopp was winning on
if
tied
Slot
on the
if
way.
Slot
He
did
didn't
not
only
win
win
the
the league,
league,
he also
right?
winning other trophies.
wait.
If
So
Slot did not
Jude,
win
in
the league,
short,
the
yeah,
Slot will
you're
be
on the
under
same page
pressure
as all
this
these
season.
people, basically. Trophy this year or boss for Arteta.
Why?
Okay, let me just end this debate. Chelsea, will you take Arteta at Man U? If Arsenal to sack
That's
Arteta
a
now, will
good
you
way
take
to
him
end
at
the debate.
United?
So I want to address
You see,
you saying that they're not
audience, can you
grateful,
see? He said he
right?
won't take the
No,
defensive
nah,
praise.
but
He
he's
said he
doing
won't
well
take it.
now.
I didn't answer the question now.
It's better
You
than
should
Ten
the
Hag.
thing now.
You see the thing is, Arsenal has invested in that team. You know, in the is it 6 years now or 5 years that he's been there?
7 years, going to
6.5.
7 years,
All right,
please.
is it going to 7 years?
Yes.
And he has
That is
done
to
his
calculate
job.
maths, 6
Chill.
season.
No, it's 6 seasons, but he's going to 7 years because he's
6.5.
He has only done his job.
2019 is not 7 years.
going to next year, make it
Making
7
them
now.
title contenders is where the
They were
club
struggling
saw
now. They were struggling
themselves
to
when
make
he was
Champions
hired.
League. I thought I was giving them
All
permanent
right, so
second now.
I don't understand
Mhm.
this. I get that they were struggling, but there were investments to make that happen.
Thank you.
There were investments to make that happen, and you have delivered on those investments. It's like this is what we need you to do. These are the resources that we have committed into
They
your
should give him
hand,
one
and you
more
have
season.
managed
One
them
more
to
season.
deliver
The
Over a
rotation
billion.
has
twice.
changed.
Remember, he has spent
All right.
close to a billion, over a
So
billion.
I don't see the need
That's
for
this season.
the
That's
Jude,
this season.
shush. Jude, shush.
One more season is this
I
season.
don't see the need for extra gratitude, in my own opinion. I believe him still being in that
Uh-uh.
job should be enough gratitude.
Second highest paid
From
manager
my
in the
point
league.
of view.
No,
Right.
thank you, David. You've made a valid point, because this is the thing I was saying last season and the previous season as well. Like last season, people are saying he must win the league. Every Arsenal fan knew Arteta will not win the league because they did not invest as much as they should have for someone going for the league. Now this season they have. So which means there's an expectation, and there's also a report that said that the Kroenkes met with Arteta and said we're giving you
Dr. Toast,
everything, and they
Dr.
told him
Toast,
their expectation. They didn't tell us what the expectation
if
was, but they
I
just
think
told
they
us
said
there's a meeting
trophies.
between
no, go ahead.
Josh
Sorry.
Kroenke and the board. Yeah, so go on. Now, just saying, like, they've already told him the expectation. If he spends X amount of money, expect something. Like the same thing with Slot. Slot has they spent 456 million whatever euros on him. He must either win the league again or Champions League. Like the expectation is set based
Investment.
on
So let me
the amount they
ask you a
spend, the
question
kind of
now. Let
players
me
that
ask
they
you a
bought.
question.
Like
What if
that's how we
he
roll.
gets
It's not
to
Brighton.
a situation like this? Maybe
You just sign
it's
just
the
let's keep
last day
rolling.
league decider, or maybe it's on goal difference. What if it's on goal difference? This is it.
Okay,
It doesn't matter.
last day,
The
2
thing
As long as
seasons
you're not
ago.
is
lifting the
that
trophy.
the thing is
As
that
long as
for
you're not
me,
lifting the trophy,
the
it's
thing is
bro. I don't
that
understand this
he
question
was
about you.
chasing the
I don't like
objective,
when they
which
ask all
was
these questions. I
get
don't like it.
second. Now there's a new objective. Give him like 1 or 2
Okay,
seasons
let's
so that he
leave
can
Arteta
balance the
alone.
In
objective.
20
You're
years,
happy.
in
You've
20
gotten
years
rid of
time,
life.
nobody
When we're talking
remembers
Amorim,
second
you kept
place.
quiet.